Audio Jungle.
Now we're going to take a look at the executive compensation for 21st Century Fox and Time Warner. When we look at Time Warner, their CEO, Jeffrey Books, pulls in about $32.5 million in 2016, about half of which coming from cash and the other half coming from equity. When we look at the rest of the executive team, they make about $6 to $20 million in 2016, two-thirds of which coming from equity. If we look at 21st Century Fox, CEO Rupert Murdoch made about $23.5 million in 2016, only about a quarter of which coming from equity and the rest coming from cash. While the rest of the executive team gets paid about $7 to $20 million, and about 50% coming from cash and 50% coming from equity. Now, if we compare that to the national average, these are both significantly higher. The national average is about $13 million. Now I want to talk about the risks that both Time Warner and 21st Century Fox face. Now, they both face risks in their consumer behavior moving to subscription and on-demand models, as well as content privacy online. Now, if we look at just Time Warner, they face a risk with their merger with AT&T and the potential of the federal government blocking that. And if you're an investor, that could be a potential red flag. Now, 21st Century Fox also carries their own risk in that there's challenges guaranteeing returning contracts for sporting events every year. Now, we're going to look at the stock for 21st Century Fox and Time Warner. In 2016, 21st Century Fox actually had a decrease of 16.9%, whereas Time Warner had an increase of 52%, clearly outshining 21st Century Fox. But in the last 52 weeks, we see 21st Century Fox with an increase of 22% and Time Warner only decrease of 2%. And the Street predicts that in the next year, 21st Century Fox is going to grow 27%, whereas Time Warner's stock price increase of 12.9%. And if we look even further out 5 years, the Street predicts a 10.4% increase for 21st Century Fox and a 9.9% increase for Time Warner.
Great insights, Nick. Now let's hand it over to our next Wall Street analyst, Jeremy Kemp, to get the rundown on the latest earnings calls and the horizontal-vertical analysis.